as you're walking out of town, do you go back to where the guards were, or do you go like northwest? There's no like actual barrier or like fencing or wall or anything, so you could like go west of Rhapsody Woods or go north or whatever, and you would just...
I imagine there's a boundary of like a footpath that's like just far enough outside the smell range.
Sure.
Because everybody goes around.
So yeah, you'll make your way out. Could you all give me a perception check as you're walking out of town?
What's the perception?
Good question. I'm pretty sure it's in spirit, but I will double check.
I hope so, because I rolled terribly.
Dex int.
Okay.
All right, give me a sec.
14 and then 16 with the night vision.
Okay.
6.
8.
I got 7.
So the three of you, Francis, Musashi, and Ulfred, you're heading out, and Pico, you're kind of like, up on Francis's back, trying not to step in the muck and stuff. And out to the corner of your eye, you see in the shadows, like of a building, like something's like skitter, maybe, or maybe it was just the light casting a weird shadow on the building because it's low light in here. But you saw something that made you go, that moved weird. And then you can make yourself, unless Pico does something, you'll just keep going out.
I mean, I'll probably try and keep my eyes in that area. That's a really weird thing to do. And I'll probably just say, this town is weird. I don't like this town. And then, I'll look for skittering things, I guess. This is creepy.
So maybe we're not sticking around for the acting festival. We're just going to bounce, wiggle, wiggle, bounce out of here.
Well, we're definitely going to be sleeping outside of town.
So, Pico, you keep your eyes on that spot as like Francis keeps walking forward, and you really don't notice it again by the time you get out to town to set up your camp.
Can I do a magic?
Yeah, sure.
We mentioned the weather, I think kind of jokingly, but I want to clear it up and I'm going to use Harvest Moon, which clears the weather and makes it a full moon.
Ooh. Okay. I like this. So are you doing this like maybe as you're walking out of town, or like when you guys are setting up camp?
At the camp.
Okay. Got it.
11 for my magic check. So
that's
I
good.
guess
As long as you don't veil.
Okay.
And what does it do? What does Harvest Moon do again? It just lights up the area?
Yeah, it clears up the weather.
Oh, nice.
Let me see. Beautiful full moon appears in the sky. May only be used at night in an area where the sky is visible or outside of town. While it's in effect, the weather becomes clear and moonlight illuminates the area.
Okay. Cool. So that you don't have to worry about the weather effects. Your camping check will probably be very easy. Well, I'll reduce the camping check to by 1 because I think having a nice, clear, beautiful lit area won't be that difficult to set up. So who's doing the camping check? Which is Dex int.
I can do it.
Okay.
The Dex
so
int probably +2.
The weather is clear now, and that means there's no modifier, and you're in the woods, so the difficulty is 8.
Okay. I can hit that. I didn't hit that.
Oh, what'd you roll?
I rolled a... no.
Plus 1.
Plus 2. Oh, plus... Then I rolled a 9.
Oh, okay, then you do it. So you set up your camp. What does that look like?
Well, this camp is not as glorious as the last one was. This is barely a camp. Well, the main thing is that the ground is well insulated. There's probably a bunch of straw that's been thrown out everywhere.
I can put down a pile of leaves, too.
Oh, yeah.
I got nothing else to do with these magic points.
I mean, if you do it now, before the camp, you'll get your MPs recovered.
That's a 10.
Heck
cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
Leaves.
stick the tent on
Pile
that.
of leaves.
And so, yeah, we just spread those around, and then really not too much. A little campfire, tents up. Not really anything in terms of security. It's probably an open field, so, nothing fancy. Just open camping.
Okay, cool. Let me ask this. Do you guys feel the need to do watches like you did before in the past or anything like that?
I feel like we're far from the town, but not too far from the town. So I feel like
Close enough.
I feel like Musashi would feel like there's a sense of security in that. So I don't
Okay.
think he would watch.
Does Pico, you mentioned the creepy skittering things, right?
I did, but this might be a case where I don't mention it explicitly. Like I probably I think I saw something, but I kind of keep it to myself because I'm unsure of myself, and so I don't verbalize it because I don't want to, I don't know, look like a paranoid freak.
Someone say a scaredy cat.
Oh. Exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, if I don't know any of that, then yeah, I'd say I'm fine.
Okay, so Musashi, Francis, Ulfred, you're sleeping. Does Pico do anything? Are you sleeping as well?
Pico will definitely still keep an eye out because he's not going to verbalize his insecurities about this town, but he's still himself kind of insecure about things. So he's going to at least be skittish himself and probably be one of those nights where you kind of keep poking your head out. You kind of keep waking up.
Sure. My next question to the group is, how do you usually store your supplies, when you camp at night?
So I think we probably take them off the chocobo, and the chocobo is tied up to a tree or something. And it's probably, I guess this is my call since I'm the quartermaster.
You're the quartermaster, yeah.
I think I probably just set the chests down and stack them up to the side of the tent, kind of braced
Okay.
up against one of the sides probably.
So in the night, as everyone's sleeping and Pico is kind of sleeping, trying to sleep lightly, Pico, can you give me a perception check, which is
Yes.
Dexint or sensing?
Okay. And I'm going to concentrate on this because just the knowledge that he has seen creepy stuff. So I'm going to spend half my NP for that.
Oh,
So
wow.
We're down to 14.
Sure. Wow, you half your MP is 14.
Yes, I have 28 MP, so I'm doing okay there. And yeah, my concentrate is now +3, so I might do okay here. 15.
Yeah. So probably about 3 a.m, Pico, you're kind of laying half awake. And on the side of the tent where Francis has set up the supply chests, you can hear this let me try and make the sound effect for the actual podcast and for you guys, where you hear this
Oh, and as a cat, he's going to go crazy. He's going to not like that. So yeah, he goes to investigate.
How do you do this? Do you just bust out of the tent, or are you stealthy about it? What's just try to set me the scene of how Pico is doing this.
He is
Okay.
made of adrenaline right now.
He's all tense up for
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, his eyes
tail.
are bloodshot because he can't get any sleep. His tail is... How do tails look like for cats who are on alert? Is it straight
out
And, poofed
do you
out,
remember Melora when she would walk around the house with her tail and it would be straight
Like
up
bottle
and
brush?
yeah, like a bottle brush?
Okay, yeah. So yeah, he'll circle around because he can tell where the sound's coming from. So he probably wasn't sleeping in the tent because that only fits 3. He's probably just out
Sure.
in some, I don't know, whatever. And then yeah, he'll just try and sneak up from behind whatever the sound is coming from.
Okay, can you give me a stealth check, which
Yes.
would be your Dexint, I believe.
So for mine, because that's one of my skills, it's just Dex +2.
Okay.
But it's the same thing as Dex Sense, so it doesn't really matter. So which bonuses does this take into effect? Does this take into effect the low light, night vision?
Well, the full moon is currently out.
right. Okay.
Does that affect
I don't think it does
That-
affect night. I mean, it kind of clears the area, so I don't know if you would get any bonuses.
I feel like it's still night. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That is a critical success. That is a 20, so that'd be a 24.
Jesus.
Pico put on his night vision goggles.
Yeah. I'm trying to in my mind see how this like plays out, where
He animorphs into a jaguar.
he yeah, it's like all the he becomes the shadow, you know.
I take the form of another barrel.
Like the moonlight is shining down from Ulfred's spell, and the way that it's casting on the tent, like you see Pico at first like show up and go alert, and then he calms down, and it's like he just melds into the shadow of the tent. Yeah, he just melds into the tent's shadow, and we no longer see Pico.
He's gone.
And Pico, you are moving in the shadow. You peek around the corner, and what you see, because of how good your roll is, they are insects that are about, like, I want to say, the size of this Monster Energy drink can, which is to say about 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches tall. I don't know, 5 to 7 inches tall. And there's 3 of them, and they're kind of like have their little feet up onto the quartermaster's chests, the supply chests, and they're kind of like scribbling around the sides of it, trying to like pick at like the hinge area. And they stop for just a second. Antenna's going, like they've sensed something. But Pico, you hold your breath and you don't do anything, and they just go back to like skirting around and trying to like get into the chests.
Ew, I don't like this. This is gross. I'm trying to think of what Pico can do in the moment. These are huge bugs. Pico's not that big himself. So if something's the size of a Monster Energy drink, that's kind of scary. And he probably doesn't know how many there actually are. So if you see 3 bugs, it's kind of like when you see an ant and you're like, oh, look, it's an ant. But then you look at it for 2 more seconds and you realize it's 500 ants. It's kind of like he's going to get that feeling. So he's going to like, yeah, he's going to wake everybody up. He's going to say, oh, man. How do you...
He barfs.
Yeah, probably barfs all over this bug.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Amber.
How's it going?
It's going well. How's your game going?
Actually, really, really great.
Good, but you look tired.
I am tired. You know what I found out?
What?
GMing is exhausting.
Wow.
And I would really like to take a break every once in a while.
Yeah, and just talk.
Just hang out with maybe just one person and not
Yes.
4. Because
Right.
good God, 4 people is a lot of people.
Have you seen the people that play that game?
God, yeah, I see them way too much.
Wouldn't it be nice to just, you and I, and just talk about things?
Like, what kind of stuff?
Oh, gosh, all manner of things.
Can we talk about food?
We can talk about food.
Can we talk about bugs?
Yes, we can talk about bugs.
Can we talk about real life NPCs?
Yes, we can talk about real life
Oh my gosh,
NPCs.
I have so many good stories.
Yes.
I can't wait to share them with you
Right.
on Bringing Owls to Athens.
Bringing Owls to Athens.
Yes, which you can find on any podcast app that you use and at geekspective.com, and you can find us on Twitter at Bringing Owls. Did you actually barf?
How gross are these bugs? We talked about the size, but we didn't talk about, like, are they silverfish? Are they, like...
Oh God!
Oh god.
Please
like
no, I
praying
can't
mantises?
take that.
For real, like okay, so content warning for anybody who's listening who has bug problems. I don't. Do you guys have any issues talking about okay, they're gross. We'll just say that.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Okay. let
Yeah,
me look at
Kristen
my
raised her
inventory.
hand,
I
raised her
don't have
hand and was
I don't-
like, no bugs.
I don't have a problem with bugs
No
as long
bugs.
as I get to squish them with a big stick. as a giant.
As long as somebody else is squishing them with a big stick, I'm fine.
Okay, here's what I do. Because I had a good stealth check, I probably had enough time to, like, pull something out of my backpack. I'm going to have the walking stick I have, the extendo staff. I'm going to just swipe at the bugs and kind of, like, bat them away and then also scream for help. So I'm just going to go,
Is he hissing?
bugs! And then just bat away the bugs.
All right. I guess roll to hit. Just to do a swipe to see if you like actually hit. I want to see if you actually hit one or not.
Okay. Since that's not a weapon, this probably takes a damage for me. What's the accuracy for like a staff? Whole arm, dex and strength. So we
Okay,
roll
called
that.
it.
And it's gonna hurt me, but that's fine.
Because you're not trained in it.
Yes. So that's okay. That is a 9.
Okay.
Without any bonuses. I have no
do
idea.
you
what bonuses.
yell before or after you swipe?
Oh, I'm during. It's kind of like
During. It's like the same time.
yeah. It's like when you're doing karate, you say "kia" to make your your strike.
Yeah.
Better, I guess. It's kind of like that, except I'm saying bug instead of kia.
So what you do is Pico merges out of the shadow, goes bug, and swipes at the same time. One of them you hit, and like it just like crunches down, like you hit it down, but it's not squishing. It just
Okay.
gets hit and is currently pinned by your pole staff.
don't
The
like
other two go and then skittle into the shadow, and then you can see them go off back into the town.
Into the town.
Oh, let's just bypass this town.
We don't have to go back, do we?
You absolutely don't have to go back to this town.
But George Mooney lives there.
How? How does George Mooney want to live here?
And so when Pico screams out bug, it wakes up the rest of you.
Oh, is this going to be a man on the wing thing where nobody believes me of what I saw?
You currently have one pinned to the ground.
Okay, that's fair. That's good. I'm not paranoid, guys. Look, it's a bug thief.
Does it speak?
Yeah, is it sentient? What's it
Is
doing?
it just screeching like
It was picking a lock, so...
I don't know if it was so much picking a lock as licking the crevices around
Oh, gross.
where Francis's hands have touched things.
Is it talking or is it just screeching in human?
It's just like it's like wiggling. Sorry, Kristen. It's wiggling around. It is hissing, but it's not talking.
Ugh.
Let me ask this: who comes out here? John Allen hates this. He hates this so
I'll come
much.
out.
So
I'll have Francis come out.
Yeah, if
Okay.
Alfred hears bugs, stay away from that.
yeah, what does Musashi do?
I would say I kind of want Musashi just to punt the bug, just like get it out of here, and then we just pick up camp and move. I don't
Okay.
know. If that's an option with the rest of the group. What do they feel?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they
You
wanna
guys
do?
can. So the scene that I'm going to set for the four of you is Pico as this bug that is being held down by his pole. Yeah, it's being held down by Pico, and then the three of you come out to see in the moonlight the situation. So the three of you, or the four of you, what's the discussion? What's the talking situation?
Should
Pico
we just-
immediately says, "He was trying to steal our stuff."
Okay.
How securely is it pinned? Is it getting away?
Was it just the one?
Yeah, the others ran into town.
Oh, I was asking Pico because he was the one who saw where the.
Oh.
There were hundreds of them. It was disgusting.
Well, why is there only one? Where'd the others go? If there's hundreds of them.
I scared them off because I was so good at pinning this one. This one's their leader.
This one's their leader. So should we just like pick up and move and leave this place then, or what do you guys feel like doing?
Burn the camp down.
Burn the whole town.
I could kill this thing. Like, I got a shooting star. Are we over it? We can set everything on fire.
I mean, like, I'll smash the bug. I don't have a problem with the bug. Just like
you might eat it.
the other ones. No, I don't want to eat it.
Yeah, does this bug look familiar to Francis?
Does it look edible? Yeah, okay. All right. I'll ask the question, because I would totally eat the bug. I'm going to go Pumbaa on his ass.
Kuna Matata.
Francis, can you give me like a knowledge nature or some sort of check as to like, as you're looking at this bug, like, can I eat it? But also, do I know it?
Sure. Yeah, I'll do like...
Do you have some like nature ability or something?
I don't, but I have the channel thing. I could be like, hey, let me check out and ask Gulen Bursty if I can eat this bug.
Yeah, alright. Just roll me something. Tell me what this looks like or what you're trying to access for knowledge, and then I will give you information.
Okay, sounds good. I got a 7, so basically, if he's got it pinned, I'm going to put one hand on the bug, so I'm like touching it to like make a better connection, and I'm just like, my eyes are going to roll back, and it's going to be like, they're going to go white and then like gold, basically, while I'm talking to the boar.
The Boar God. Did I said that it gives it through senses, right? Because like that's the last
Yeah,
time.
it's not like words, it's like images. Like,
So-
he could give me a thumbs up, that'd be okay.
Yeah, I think what you start to sense, Francis, before, oh yeah, you can eat this bug or whatever, is this, as you're touching it, you're getting the sense of like filth and dirt and grime and like growth. Like that's this feeling you're starting to get. Like you're feeling, it's like it feels like your paw or your hand is getting slimy and gross, even though it isn't. Like that's the sense that you feel as you're touching it. And then it's like like this weird, the scent of the town becomes more you're out of town, you don't smell it, but the sense, that smell starts to fill your nasal cavities, and then the Boar God like comes out of a mist in your head, and it just looks right into your eyes, and it just slowly shakes its head.
Don't do it.
And then the cloud of filth comes back over, and your Boar God is like, no. No.
Holy shit.
And you see it like screaming in the sky. Like it's like the tendrils of filth are pulling it down.
Terrifying.
And then you wake up, you come to, and you see this bug squirming underneath your little paw, but your paw and your hand is not grimy or gross.
I'm gonna make a fist, and I'm just gonna crush it.
I'm not gonna make you roll for it. It's being pinned
I'm
down.
basically just leaning on it and focusing my weight on my fist.
And then you smash it. And it just like one leg or two twitches, and then eventually it stops moving.
This is the first thing that we killed.
This is the
This
first
is
thing that
correct.
we've killed. So I think that's where we're gonna end this session. You guys in the moonlight, 4:00 in the morning, Francis putting his fist through a roach and like the guts kind of splattering out a little bit. And you guys look towards the town, and the camera sees little like skittering that's happening in the shadows. So for you four, just to let you know as a GM, I am okay if this town is too disgusting and you want to leave it. Well, we can figure it out over a break and figure out if you guys want to. There is stuff that you can do in this town if you would like.
Like bug extermination.
Maybe.
we get the suits on and everything. Get the like Ghostbusters essentially, but for insects extermination.
But if it's too gross and if it makes people's skin crawl too much, we don't have to do it, or I can tone it back a little, but we can talk about that via email or before let's just talk about it now so I can prepare for it properly for what's
I
happening.
have visibly shuddered 3 times at least.
So if Kristen, if you're a veto, no, you don't want this town.
I could pass.
Yeah.
Bugs suck.
Okay.
Bugs suck.
I don't care one way or the other, but Musashi would just be like, we don't need to be in this town anyway, so I'm just going to go around it, you know?
Yeah, there's no lighthouse here.
Yeah, exactly.
Or out of character, the less time we spend in this town, the less chances we have of having Francis free all the pigs. Which is probably good, let's be honest.
Now, knowing... I'm not sure... Well, in the character world, how would Pico want to do this? Because I know that your gang is supposedly in Oscarton, or like your old friends or your old, acquaintances.
Was that their final destination, or were they just passing through too?
They were passing through. This was not their final destination.
Knowing them, I'm pretty sure that they're not going to stick around.
Okay.
Not this place.
So to give you guys, then I will reveal, since it sounds like Oscarton is a pass. Basically, this town is too preoccupied with their personal goal of like, let's get known, like let's make it big, let's go to the bamboo cinema, that's what we want to be, that they haven't really realized that gobroaches are starting to take over their town. And gobroaches, what your Boar God was trying to convey to you, Francis, is that their entire like motive is to make things decay and gross and filthy. Like they love civilizations because they can go in and start to make things nasty and filthy. So the four of you will say this. The four of you will get your rest, get your sleep, and then you will just be like, no.
Yeah.
No. After last night, absolutely not. We cannot do this. We will walk away from this town and let them do their thing. And so vignette-wise, who knows what happens to this town? Maybe when you come back one day, there's nothing there because the town has been taken over.
We can only hope.
It's just bones.
The session was essentially like, we're driving down the highway and then we get to a hotel and it is the dingiest hotel ever. And then we're like, you know what? We're going to find a rest stop and just sleep in the car.
Yeah.
That, John Allen, you nailed it on the head. That is exactly how I planned Oscarton to be a shitty stop on a long journey. Because I have had this experience. Mm-hmm. This is a true to life experience that I have made into a game. And you're like, no, we're good. And so I'm fine with that.
Yep. Sorry, it was in West Lafayette. Just the truth.
I think mine was in Kentucky somewhere.
Also true.
There's some nasty rest
good.
stops in Kentucky.
As a GM side note, I was intrigued to see how you guys would do this. I was like, they could either two ways. They were gonna either go, okay, the hook of this town with this ridiculous plays is enough for us to overcome the roaches. Or they're gonna experience the roaches and be like, no thank you. And you guys went with a no thank you. So I was mentally prepared for both.
For the play hook, I was like, I'm not well, one of them was like, if everybody in the party wanted to get involved, Musashi would tag along, but I would want to roll to see if he's good or bad at it. That way I know how to go about interacting with the situation. Because if he rolled bad, I'd make him act like William Shatner. Where are they going? You know, that kind of thing. Or like if he rolled good, then I would like dig into like playing with accents and stuff and whatever.
It was a way for us to be silly if you wanted to overcome the roaches or not.
The roaches, they are here attacking us, trying to steal our food.
I mean, honestly, like, what would we do against all these roaches? Like, there's too many to smash.
Poison. We'd have to kill the entire town.
The Doom music plays, and then we just go to town.
Because we've decided that you're not going to pursue this, I'll just reveal what you could have done. So eventually you would have gone to the rehearsal play or something, or started investigating in town more, like, what is this problem? Because one of you should have been able to roll a knowledge on these creatures essentially, and find out that there's usually a leader. There's like a ringleader who is, they're much like the Neko goblins or other creatures. There's usually like a hierarchy of stuff. And you would have had to deal with the gob
mother.
roach king, or the queen or whatever.
Just to clarify, are you saying God roach, like God?
Gob.
Oh.
Like goblin.
Okay,
like
gotcha.
goblin roaches. Yeah. So you would have had to deal with the goblin roach king, and then as soon as you have dealt with that, they would have either dissipated, or you could have also made the townspeople snap out of it and realize they have a problem. And then they would all help and clean up because they didn't. And that's why even like the teen wolf was like, what is this gross? Like, this is weird. Like, I didn't even realize it was gotten this gross. So that's what would have happened. You could have gathered up the townspeople, started cleaning, started taking care of stuff. Like, snap out of it. You guys are bad actors. You're pursuing a dream that is like,
Who are you even acting for, people?
exactly. Like, I was expecting that kind of like, you guys are terrible at this. And also you're pursuing a dream at the detriment of like your living. There was a moral here too, I guess.
As we all do.
And so that would have been how I would have seen you guys deal with Oscarton. But that was Oscarton, and I didn't even get to the point where you guys could have gone to the grocery store and seen the nest.
Oh, no, nothing.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Yep, everybody's shaking their head. Amber, no. I'm seriously, I took this from the book, though. The gob roaches are a thing from Ryutama.
No, you're fine. Like, I don't hate them. I just hate them.
Yeah.
Isn't there a town
Yeah.
that's pretty close to Oscarton?
It's the next place that you guys are heading to west is Glossy Vale.
That's right.
Which is like 3 or 4 days away.
That sounds much better. Let's do that.
And yeah, it sounds nicer, doesn't it?
Depends on why it's glossy.
It's slugs.
Do we
No bugs. No more bugs.
do we even
Thank
get any
you.
XP for this session, or is that
Yes,
just
you guys killed a
killed
gob
something.
roach.
the gob roach? Yeah.
You killed one gob roach that it's level 4. So what is that, 40 HP? Oh, and you had to do a camp check, didn't you? So that's
Yes.
a travel check.
Yeah, that's,
So you definitely traveled. So 8 is the highest terrain, which is... Where's my XP rules?
56, I think.
There, I got it. I have it printed out in my book. So the highest terrain was 8, so that's 200 XP. I didn't use any benediction, but you guys did defeat a level 4 monster, which gives you 40, so 240 XP.
Cool.
All
I'm
right.
10 away from the next thing,
I
I
need
think.
to find a pen or something.
It's 3,000 is the next level,
Yes.
is that right?
Yeah.
2,000.
Okay, yeah. 10.
Oh my gosh, I should just let you have it. Just have it, since I made you experience
Nah.
bugs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you had to deal with bugs, and I didn't ask you beforehand if you were okay
trauma.
with it. Yeah. Here's your trauma XP.
Great.
Chris, how far away are you?
Okay, so 250 puts me at 2,800, so about 200.
Okay, so that makes more sense too, since you missed one. Okay, well then next time you guys will be preparing for traveling 3 to 4 more days out to Glossy Vale.
awesome.
Yay.
Yay!
Yay.
Traveling.
You pick up in the morning. We'll do your condition checks then, and you will see a cloud of gunk descend upon Oscarton as you walk away from it.
Okay.
It's like starting to become like a pig pen cloud.
And it will disappear over the horizon
Yup.
behind us.
All right. Hey everyone. Thank you so much for listening. If you've been enjoying Shapeshift, please leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. It really does help the show out. Shapeshift is a part of the Geekspective Network, where I host and co-host a lot of other cool shows. You can get information about the Geekspective shows by either following the Geekspective Twitter, that's @Geekspective, or going to the website at geekspective.com. This episode was edited by Rudy Basso. You can find him on Twitter @Rudy Basso. That's RUDYBASSO. Thanks, Rudy.